Good morning and welcome to the weekly reminder. I hope you've been having a great week. My name is Lauren and today I have an exciting topic for you. Even in the midst of our circumstances, what have you been doing to nurture you? Fill your spirit and your mind. Have you been struggling to balance it all? No worries. I'm here to support and encourage you to make time for yourself. Are you in need of a tune-up? Let's replenish with self-care and self-love. That's what we're talking today. It's self-care week, and so I want to share some things with you about self-care and self-love to give you a sense of balance in the midst of chaos. When life comes at us hard, it's easy to start sacrificing our own needs for the sake of getting it all done. And we may not even realize it. Balancing work, school, our children's school assignments, no time for dinner, so we run to the nearest Chick-fil-A. No time to manage your emotions or work out. Not to mention being overwhelmed by the abundance of bad news in the media, and no opportunity to spend time with friends because of social media. Or not social media, social distancing, sorry. These reactions may seem like reflexes that help us just push through, but even they can take a toll on us physically and emotionally. Enters self-care. So what is self-care? If you thought self-care is a code for overspending on clothing sites, consuming a glass of wine every night, or indulging in your favorite snack or food, well, not quite. Self-care means something different to each of us. The basic idea is to consciously do activities that nourish your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Taking care of yourself and making time for yourself are fundamental needs. Self-care can be as basic as taking a shower, eating a balanced diet, getting the right amount of sleep, the things we neglect or take for granted. It also includes practices that we can build into our daily habits to maintain our mental hygiene, aka mental health. The benefits of good self-care includes improved concentration, better sleep, increased energy, reduced stress, and more positive outlook. But the most important benefit is helping you find a connection with your own needs when balancing all of the other demands in your life. It's a survival skill. Self-care is important to feeling renewed, and it's truthfully that it helps with getting us being able to overcome our stressors and anxiety. And personally, self-care has been one of the biggest things that has been able to kind of get me through our current circumstances. So I'm going to give you some examples of my self-care regimens. So of course, I love tea, lavender tea. I am an avid fan of candles. Oh, love it. I have about 3 of these around the house, some diffusers, which are great with essential oils that you can often bathe in as well. I love and I value my faith and being grounded in my spiritual growth. So reading my devotionals every day is great. You guys know I love adult coloring as well as some positive affirmations for myself. I will live my truth without limitations. I am loved. I am worthy. I can't control others, only myself. You can't live a positive life with a negative mind. So these things are helpful in my self-care and my self-love. So what self-care is not? Knowing what self-care is not might be even more important than knowing what it is. It is not something that we force ourselves to do or something that we don't enjoy doing. Self-care is something that refuels us rather than takes away from us. No act done with the intent to reclaim balance and recharge your battery is selfish, no matter how it is perceived by others. Self-care needs to be something you actively plan rather than something that just happens. It is an active choice and you must treat it as such. So for my parents out there, you may say, Lauren, I have so many things to balance. How can I get some self-care in? Set that alarm. Wake up a few minutes early and give yourself 5 minutes just to be, to think, to breathe, to reflect on the day that you're going to have. That in itself, planning those 5 minutes every day before you get out of bed, before the kids wake up, and that is your moment for self-care. That is something that you can plan every day. What is self-love? Self-love is about cultivating gratitude and acceptance towards yourself, physically and emotionally. Practicing self-love can look like talking to yourself positively or letting go of the mindset of comparing your life to others. Self-love is not simply a state of feeling good. It's a state of appreciation for oneself that grows from the action that supports our physical and spiritual growth. So, as I mentioned earlier, an example of kind of enriching and cultivating on my self-love, I have positive affirmations that I stick on my bathroom mirror, and I'm sharing some of these today. I am loved. I choose to have a great day. I am worthy. I will get through this. I am not in control of others, but only me. And so that focuses my attention on me and give me the positive feedback and vibe that I need to cater to myself. Self-love is dynamic. It grows through actions that mature us. We begin to accept our weaknesses as well as our strengths, have less need to explain away our shortcomings, or are comparing ourselves to others, right? Now, the difference between self-love and self-care. Self-love is loving yourself unapologetically, whereas self-care is about taking the time to feel good in your skin. While these two are different, they're both necessary to a healthy and balanced lifestyle. Self-care allows us to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself rather than beating ourselves up over the little things. We all know how uncomfortable it feels when we've worked nonstop and had no time to ourselves other than to shower and hop into bed. Practicing self-care helps you to refocus your brain just as meditation would. So, why does this matter? What's so important about self-care and self-love is that you spend time discovering what it is that makes you happy and makes your day just a little bit better. And because of just the whirlwind of our present, we all need to find hope when things can seem hopeless. Self-care is not a cure-all for depression or anxiety, but it's something to add to your routine to reduce stress and slow down your life. Self-love is a way you can achieve confidence by reflecting on you. It's how you feel better about yourself and accepting your flaws. Remember, confidence starts with loving yourself. Combined, they help us to embrace and ground in one thing that we can control, and that's self. Now, here are 5 keeping it fresh tips of practicing self-care and self-love. The first and most important tip is to develop a relationship with yourself. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship in your life. Your self-relationship is the foundation of everything. To strengthen your relationship with yourself, make an effort to get to know yourself better. Ask yourself, what do I really value? What do I need more of? What can I get rid of? And what's next for me? How do I navigate in this uncertainty of a world to make it work for me? How do I create my happiness in the midst of chaos? 2, live intentionally. If your intention is to live meaningful and a healthy life, you will make decisions that support an intentional lifestyle, feeling good about yourself. And when I mean about living intentional, be purposeful, making sure that you are choosing decisions that align to what your ultimate goal is, right? To live intentionally is, you know what, I choose to be positive. I choose to do that. So being intentional means waking up, giving myself the affirmations that I need to get me in a mindset of positivity, acknowledging how I feel. Because granted, I mean, being positive all the time is hard. And sometimes we have to acknowledge, I'm not feeling good, I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling down, or I'm frustrated, right? But just choosing to make decisions that coincides with a positive life and a balanced life. All right. 3, act on what you need rather than what you want. By staying focused on what you need, you turn away from automatic behavior patterns that can get you in trouble, keep you stuck in the past, or lessen self-love. 4, practice good self-care. You will love yourself more when you take better care of your basic needs. People high in self-love nourish themselves daily through healthy activities. So an example, once again, of self-care that is simplistic, even for my parents, for teens, for adolescents, for even kids. Slow down, being in the moment, self-discipline, standing in your power, inventing who you are and into yourself, or doing nothing. Those are examples of self-care. Those simplistic things can be a part of your self-care regimen. All right. The last and most important as well is set boundaries. You'll love yourself more when you set limits or say no to work, love, or activities that deplete or harm you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I want you guys to repeat after me. To protect my peace, I will not take calls, texts from people who cause me to take a deep breath before answering. I will call, text them at a later time when I am able to handle the conversation. You don't always have to be available. Respond when you're ready. This is not avoidance. It's self-care. There's no way you're going to have time to love yourself and indulge in self-care every day. It's just not feasible. And thinking about that will set you up for failure. So what do you need to do? It's important that you make efforts to incorporate a little bit of something every day, or even every other day, whether it's self-love on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, or self-care Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Whatever you need to do. There are no shortcuts to your well-being unless you nourish the source of your own renewal, and that's yourself. You can fall victim to so many irrelevant things and get caught up in the complexity of the world we live in right now. Self-care and self-love is about embracing self and accepting self. And right now, we all need to be grounded in self so that we can feel secure in who we are and feel secure in our life, because that is a lot of what we have control over is ourselves and not our circumstances or our environment. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this replenish of self-care and self-love. This is a good topic for me as well, a favorite topic for me. I hope you stay safe and stay connected. Wear your mask, stay hydrated, and please make sure you visit our website at remindsupport.org for more information about self-care, as well as please sign up for our online support groups, which is also a way of self-care. We have adolescent groups, young adult groups, LGBTQA plus groups. We also have a caregiver group. Please, please, please sign up. It's a great time to connect with other people just in a situation so that we can have support. So thank you again. Please, please tune in next Thursday. I have a treat for my parents. We're going to talk about how do we prepare for the upcoming school year. I'm sure that there's a lot of anxiety and angst around that. So we're going to explore that, tips to that. So have a good weekend. I'll see you next week. Thank you.